Good morning. Hopefully I am live. After yesterday's debacle, trying to set up everything, I think I'm finally live. Can everyone see me? Morning Sam, morning Healy. Am I live? I don't know. Is there a picture? Yes, there is. Oh, success. Good. Right, I'm starting at Trafalgar Square this morning. I'm in London, obviously. As you can see behind me is Nelson's column. Yesterday I had a lot of problems. Good morning, Rob. Thanks for popping in. Yesterday I had problems. I made affiliate last week and it meant changing my password access to Twitch, and as a result I didn't realise I had to change all my passwords on my setup to get me streaming again. So that's why yesterday I started and couldn't actually stream. But here we go then, we'll go for a walk. Let's turn me around. Right, I'm going to start off here at Trafalgar Square and I'm going to walk us round through what is called the West End, where the entertainment area is of London. Finally we're going to end up in the city, or just on the outskirts of the city. Probably take about an hour and 20 minutes to walk. Right. Please bear with me because I'm new to this. This is only my 5th stream. I'll do the best I can. Oh. It's very warm here in London. It's only 6:30 and it's already 20 degrees. We are set here in England to have 10 days of temperatures in the high 30s. I'm for one won't be staying much outside beyond midday. Right, so I'm going to have to go back the other way, can't get through there. In the background is the National Gallery, which I did tell you about in my previous walk, which is actually just a facade now of the original building. The rest behind it has all been reconstructed in many years. You can see a guy just standing there with it's like a falcon or a hawk, and what he does, he scares the pigeons off from Trafalgar Square, which is rather ironic. It was many years ago. I remember coming up here with my nan, and we used to come here and they used to give us, we used to be able to buy packets of seed to feed the pigeons, and everyone would stand here with pigeons on their arms being fed. And it's just a totally different world now. Right, let's start the walk. Trafalgar Square opened in 1844. Before that it was just a field, as a lot of London was fields in them days. So I'm going to take you through the West End, which is where all the entertainment is for London, where the theatres, cinemas, where they hold their events for premieres of movies, etc. Ooh. I'll take you over this way. And I walk into a road called Pall Mall, or Pall Mall, depending how you want to say it. Either way is correct. Everyone knows where you're going. This will lead us to a road called Haymarket, and up there I'll show you the Royal Theatre. The building there on my left is Canada House, and that's where the High Commission of Canada is. Basically it's an embassy. Oh, and just for one of my fellow streamers, there is a Ukrainian flag flying outside. Beautiful. London this time of the morning is quite empty. People are just waking up and starting to go to work. find a lot of these red telephone boxes still in London. A lot of them have just been left for tourist reasons. Inside, there's absolutely nothing left inside that one. Some of them are utilised. You go out in the rural areas of where the local villages and that, and they've got red boxes. They convert them to lending libraries where you can borrow books from. Other ways they are used is they put defibrillators in them. There are one or two left in London that actually still have telephones inside them, which you can use. But the majority of them are just there purely for touristic reasons. Good morning, Ira, sorry. Keep saying that. How are you? Nice to see you. Oh. As you can see, I got my stream working this morning, which surprised me. Oh. And as you can see, I've got my shout outs working. I just want to know how you manage to do everything, Ira, because I've got one hand occupied with a mobile, the other hand holding the selfie stick, and I just haven't got enough hands to do things. Yeah, as the newcomers can see, I've now been made affiliate, so now I can have my own emotes. I've no idea where I got a design from, but I made a few, so they're quite alright. Right, this is Haymarket, so I'll take a walk up here. Oh, no. My luck in London's not very good. It looks like the Haymarket Theatre's covered in scaffolding. Just like St James's Palace was the other day. So much renovation going on. Thank you, Ira. It's I tried just at home to get it working, and I did a test run, and it started okay, so I thought, oh, I'll try my luck, and luckily it started today. But you have got to have a technical mind to do all this streaming. Across the road, this is His Majesty's Theatre. It used to be called Her Majesty's Theatre. As you can see, it's quite an ornate building. Classic Phantom of the Opera is being shown there at the moment. And the one I wanted to show you, Theatre Royal Haymarket, is its scaffolding being done up, which is a shame. Never mind. Good morning, Terminator-ish. Yes, thank you for coming over and following me. I have now over 100 followers, which I'm very thankful for. I never thought I'd get that. A lot of help has come from Ira. But, so it's very nice of you coming over here. I walk London as part of my daily exercise, to be honest. I like walking every morning when I get up. I retired 2 years ago, and I still can't get out of the habit of getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So as a result, I get up that time and then I just go out for walks. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. Even in winter, I just wrap up and go for walks. And every now and then I'll take a trip into London and do a walk around London, because it's so nice. It's only a 30-minute train journey for me, so. This is Regent Street, St James's Street, all in one. As you can see, all these buildings around here all stem from the early 19th century. A lot of them would have been offices, some would have been townhouses for the gentry. Most of them now are offices, although a lot of them are now being made redundant because people don't go to work so much now, they work from home since COVID. And as you can see in the bases of them, there's put shops in them. I'm walking up this way because it's going to take us to a famous landmark. Most people who know a little about London know of. Tito, hey, nice to see you. Nice of you to pop in before going to work, very kind of you. Oh, and thank you for the subscription, Tito, that's very kind of you. Wow. That gives you the first badge. I've also got to thank Era, Raven and Sydney for their subscriptions. It's very kind of them. I'm just very thankful for the people that follow me. I just can't believe that in four streams I made affiliate and so many people enjoy it. I've got so many people that DM me saying how much they enjoy my streams. As you can see, a lot of London buses around this area. Very synonymous of London, and they're all over the place. Do you know what? I'm not having much luck. This is Piccadilly Circus, and the feature of Piccadilly Circus is the fountain with the Eros statue on it. And guess what? It's encased in cladding. That is unreal. Unreal. The Piccadilly Circus is like a very mini Times Square that you see in New York, and they have these huge billboards up advertising. Now the statue, which you can't see, that used to be dead centre of Piccadilly Circus and traffic will go around it. But in the 1980s they moved it to one side to put in traffic lights so it would free up the traffic and keep the traffic moving. Everything's been reconstructed. The other billboard is also covered. Which is annoying. Captain Sam, thank you for subscribing, it's very kind of you. Wow. New Wave Dancing, welcome onto the stream. I keep getting recognised. Thank you, yes I do watch Cumulus stream. Although of late he's been streaming later, so I've not been able to watch him because of the New York time difference. But yeah, I do watch Cumulus streams. Say Turmerish coming, he's coming from Sarah's stream, and then there's the Era stream where Captain Sam come from. All three of those streamers are the ones I follow most and I support most, and it's where I've got my biggest inspiration to do this from. I wouldn't have done this otherwise, and I certainly wouldn't have done it without the support of Era. It's the Criterion Theatre. Presently Titanic showing there. Hard Rock Cafe, which most people will know about. Ooh. They've even got a Five Guys here. No acrobats in Piccadilly Circus. Well, no, there's not. Oh, Tito, that's very generous of you, gifting a sub to Rob. Thank you very much. So there is the London Trocadero, very ornate again. A lot of these theatres started up as music halls, variety places, before they became theatre houses. So this is the West End of London, this is the centre of the entertainment industry. Where I'm walking towards now is Leicester Square. Take care, Tito. Have a good day at work. Thanks for popping in. I've walked this route several times and unfortunately I keep getting lost. Every time I do it I always take a wrong turn and end up somewhere I don't expect to be. Hopefully I should be alright this time. I'm bringing you into Leicester Square. Now Leicester Square is very old. Leicester Square started off as a piece of land belonging to an aristocratic townhouse which was owned by Lord Leicester. So hence the name Leicester Square comes from the name of Lord Leicester. And up there is Chinatown. As I was saying, the square was named after Lord Leicester. It wasn't until the late, in the 19th century, that it actually became an entertainment area, and you'd find street events and etc. going on, and gradually over the years it's been converted. And here you'll find the big cinemas surrounding it. The square itself they shut off to visitors during the night to stop people going in there and sleeping. Right in the centre of the square is a statue of a famous playwright and poet, William Shakespeare. I'm not quite 100% today, chat. I think I slept about 2 hours last night. It was just so hot, I couldn't I'd drop off and then wake up sweating, and drop off and wake up sweating. I'm a bit groggy this morning. Over to the right there is the Odeon, and that is where many premieres take place of big blockbuster movies. And the whole place is red carpets and everything put out for them, and they do that. I don't know if it's still done so much nowadays, because now everything seems to be online streaming rather than being in cinemas. I don't know if they have the big premieres so much. I'll take you around Chinatown in one of my other streams. This one's predominantly going to be walking the West End in it towards the city. we're coming up to the Hippodrome Casino. And the Hippodrome Casino was built in the 1900s. It was originally designed as a circus variety venue, and it was built with a 100,000 gallon tank in there so that they could actually flood downstairs so they could have water events in there. It was rebuilt in 1909 internally to become one of the popular music variety hall venues before being converted to a famous nightclub in 1958 called the Talk of the Town. That eventually closed down because it became well known for gang violence, and the local council decided to shut it down, and it was shut down. In 2012 it was converted to casino, and that's how it's been ever since. Never been there now and never will. Coming out to the Charing Cross Road, and again it is lined with theatres. Wyndham's over there. Being it's an entertainment area, you get a lot of pubs and steakhouses along here. Take care, Ira. Thank you very much for the congratulations. And if you're streaming later, I hopefully will catch you. Thanks, Rob. It's as much a surprise to me as it is to anyone else. This is Leicester Square Underground station. And there's stations like this all over London, very ornate, with red glazed tiles on the outside. They were built as one story originally. The building above it was added later because the owner of the railway sold the air rights, even back then in the 19th century, to build above it. And you'll find all these style buildings quite a lot in and around central London. Some of them are no longer underground stations and have been converted to restaurants. As you can see, a lot of eateries down this way. Yeah, take care, Rob. I'll probably speak to you later. Where I'm walking towards now is a place called Covent Garden. The Covent Garden was originally part of a town called Aldwych, and that was formed in 600 AD. Eventually it merged with the Roman town Londinium to become part of the wider London area as it eventually became, and was owned by Benedictine monks. And they built a monastery there, and an Anglo-French word for monastery is convent. That's where the name Covent comes from. And the garden bit is an interesting bit because once the monks disappeared, it was in the 16th century. The actual land left was turned into gardens for all the local inns that surrounded the area, and thus became Covent Garden. It wasn't until 1830 that they actually built a market hall there. Prior to that, the fruit and veg trade started to build up, and they started trading there. Today, Covent Garden is no longer a fruit and veg market. It's now been converted into what they call boutique shops, or more touristy shops designed for the tourist trade. Hello XJ, welcome, Mr. London. Thank you. Eddie Glam, thank you for following, it's very kind of you. XJ, that wouldn't happen to be the Hippodrome, would it? Why 63? Good question. I can't see your name because it's in blue. Oh, Hawk. Good question, Hawk. Originally, Giant Ray wasn't my name. I had another name prior to that, but I changed it because Giant Ray sounded better because I'm tall. And I sort of just gave the clue away there. Because I'm tall, I'm 6'3", so I couldn't use Giant Ray. Obviously, probably taken. The only thing I could come up with was 6'3", so I put 6'3" in it. But it's a bit more than that now, because I was born in 1963, so 63, and this year I happen to be 63 years old. So that is it. Now we're walking towards Covent Garden. You can see these shops here, they're all changing now. They're no longer so much as fooderies, they're more boutique shops, as I call them. It's the ones who've got a lot of money and like spending on designer stuff. Yes, XJ, I am 63. I retired 2 years ago. I'd never heard of Twitch, I'd never heard of streaming, I didn't know what it was. I just happened to catch that streamer's channel, started watching it, got involved in it, enjoyed it. Started following a couple more streamers, and I did a stream snipe on Kuma Monster, and he said to me, "Why don't you stream?" And I think that set the key in my mind to do it. I kept thinking about it, and then back in May, not long ago, it's just over a month ago, I went to TwitchCon in Rotterdam. Met up with the streamers I knew and everything, and got to talking to other streamers as well, and went onto one of the panels that the TwitchCon had laid on, and I think the bug just set in and I just decided to do it. And then I've been fortunate enough that I've had a lot of help from streamers, a lot of support, especially from the era, ABBA. So I'm very thankful. But I just can't believe people enjoy what I do. It's just walking. All I'm doing is walking and showing you what I'm doing. So yeah. You don't sound or walk like an oldie. Impressive. Just because I'm 63 doesn't mean I have to be walking with a Zimmer frame or... It's all about looking after yourself in life. That's what it's all about. It's all about keeping your body mobile, not abusing your body. Hawks of Code, thank you for following, it's very kind of you. Hello Daisy, welcome back in. Yeah, I do. The thing was, when I retired, because of the job I did, I was a safety related job on the railway, and a lot of it was spent sitting down, and as you probably know, when you sit down, there's a problem of you put weight on because you eat, and you eat more than you need. And when I retired, believe it or not, I was 17.5 stone. I retired, and I thought to myself, I can't stay this weight, and I can't do nothing. I've got to get out and do it. So I started walking every day. Every morning I get up, because I still wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, and I finished work. I get up, wash, dress, get out, and go for a walk for an hour or two. And that has helped me stay relatively young. I've lost 2.5 stone. I'm fitter now than I've ever been in my life. Although I still have a few health issues which I have to keep an eye on. But other than that, I'm fitter than I've ever been in my life. I'm at 63. I just feel, I feel good. I actually feel good. I look back at my own parentage. I mean, my dad, he died when he was 84, and he was physically fit. My granddad, his dad, my dad's dad, sorry, was in his 80s as well when he died, and he was bolt upright. He was 6'4", bolt upright, and he'd walk everywhere. So I'm sort of following on from them. Hello, Jet. Welcome on in. Very kind of you. Now, this is Covent Garden. The bit in the centre is where the main trading used to take place. I will take you in there now. To the left of me there, for those interested in railways, is the Museum for London Transport. And in there's a mixture of vehicles and trains and whatnot in there. It's all part of the London Transport collection. It's worth a visit. Very interesting. Tells you about how London Underground came about. Now let's take you inside the garden, because it looked inside the actual market hall. It looks good in here. Yes, Daisy. I took early retirement at 60. 60, yeah, about 60. I think I was back into the age of 60. And best decision I made. I was able to be able to afford to go then. Some people can't afford to go then. Problem is, the retirement age in the UK, I don't know what it is where you are, but here in the UK it's 67. And I just couldn't envisage myself staying on another 7 years at work. Looking at other colleagues around me who were in their late 60s, 65 and out, how bad they looked and everything. I just couldn't imagine me doing that, so I decided to take early retirement. But I say the key to keeping your health is keeping mobile. I don't believe in these running and doing all these exercises and that. Oh, you're in the Midlands, lovely. I live up north of London, but not in the Midlands. I'm in Hertfordshire. Yes, keeping mobile and having a purpose. Keeping your mind occupied, do things with your mind. And I'll tell you what, streaming has done that after yesterday. I tried to stream yesterday and it wouldn't connect. And it's because I made affiliate last week. For those that don't know, that means you can now earn money through streaming with Twitch. I had to change all my passwords because they asked for this two-factor authentication. As a result, all my software that I use for streaming, I had to change all the passwords to that. I didn't realise that. So it wouldn't work yesterday, but I think I've solved it now because I seem to be live and broadcasting now. So you can see there's a lot of old buildings around here, but this used to be bustling with barrow boys and everything. It's fruit and veg, and all the fruit and veg would come here, and then all the people would buy it to take it to all the local restaurants or local businesses to sell, and go around the country as well. It closed in 1974, the reason being because the area around here got very busy with traffic and it was causing issues. So they closed it in 1974 and they've moved it to a new Covent Garden, which is to the south of Waterloo Station on the south bank. I might walk that way one day because that's quite interesting to see in the mornings. All the market trading going on in there for fruit and veg. I'm going to take you here and down to a road called the Strand. Any of you played London Monopoly will know Strand is on the Monopoly board. And it's the red area, along with Trafalgar Square where I started this morning. One thing about, if you ever visit London, you'll never go hungry because there's food places everywhere. Some are a bit pricey, some are not so bad. Hi Bondi, thank you very much for the follow, very kind of you. P3ME, welcome on in, nice to see you. It's getting very warm here in London. I have no idea what the temperature is, but I'm sweltering. Daisy, oh, thank you very much. That is very kind of you. I didn't expect that. Thank you very much for subscribing. I think that might even give you a first badge. Coming out into the Strand, which leads all the way from Trafalgar Square where we started. If you just look in the distance, you can see Nelson standing on top of these columns above the buildings down there. This stretch is all the way along to the Aldwych, where I'm going to take you in a minute. It's my family is great. I can't, you know, I seriously can't believe the number of people I get. I'm so thankful to everyone. It's just a strange feeling. Right, how many of you have heard of the Savoy Hotel? Now, this is what this is here, in here. The Savoy Hotel, it's built up on a hill. The other side of the building overlooks the River Thames. This was built in 1889 and it's the first hotel in London to have electric light and electric elevators. It's an impressive building, it extends all across the top there. Most of it is towards the back, and as I say, it overlooks the Thames, which beautiful views over the Thames from it. I've only been in there twice, and that was to have afternoon tea, and it's very expensive. But nice thing to do once in your life. From the movies, yes, Captain Sam. I'm trying to think of a movie that comes to mind. I can think of one that was in there. Notting Hill with Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant. I think the final scenes were shot there, and I think she was staying there as well in the movie. That is, but it may have been in other movies as well. Walking along Strand, and it gradually changes from being commercial as it is today and theatre land, and gradually starts becoming the centre of offices and the business part of London. That's right, Sam. Where's Coasty? Thank you for following. It's very kind of you. Welcome on in. Wow. I've reached 110 followers. That's that's unbelievable. Down through there you can just see the River Thames is down the bottom of the hill there. As I was saying with the Savoy Hotel, it's built up on the hill and overlooks the River Thames. If you go to some of my other VODs that I've got in the channel, I've done some walking both sides of that river. Some nice views. This walk is not as impressive for views as my other streams have been. It doesn't take in many of the famous sorts, but it gives you some of the views of, well, and over there, the very ornate building there is Somerset House. I can't take you in there into the courtyard in the middle because it's not open until 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, it's a little bit early. But inside there's a courtyard and there are fountains which just come out of the ground, isn't it? You wouldn't know they were there until they squirt. It's quite interesting. Lyceum Theatre, where the Lion King is being shown at the moment. Built in 1834. Right now, I'm going to take you up through here. 110 giants, yeah. Thank you, Healy. To be honest, I don't do anything special with my streams. I'm just walking and talking and explaining the bits I know, so that's very kind of you to say it's quality content. So all I'm doing is walking and doing what I normally do is walking. It's nice to have people come along and I can talk to them and tell them about what I see. Here's the Novello Theatre, sorry. And as you can see, Mamma Mia is being held there at the moment. A lot of these theatres, they have these plays going on in there, and they go on for years. Some of them. I think the longest running play in London is The Mousetrap, and I can't remember offhand which theatre that's in. For any of you that are watching from abroad, you can jaywalk in London. It's not a crime. Now here on my right, left, is the Waldorf Hotel. Reflection 99, thank you for following, very kind of you. Well, I'm getting some followers today, it's very good. As you can see, it's a very ornate buildings along here. This trees are London plane trees, and they were found to be the best trees to plant in London because they absorb a lot of the pollution. Keep London feeling quite clean and airy. And you'll find most streets lined with them. This street, the Aldwych here is lined more than others. As you can see, traffic's now building up because it's getting on for 7:15. Now over on my right here, there's another High Commission. Bus pulls up in front of me. It's the High Commission of India, and it was a purposely built building, property of India, purposely built building in 1930s. So the land inside that building is actually India. It's not the UK. There's several of these High Commissions in and around London. I pointed one out this morning around Trafalgar Square, which was Canada House. There's another one along here further on I should point out in a while. Wow, thank you Healy. My setup is basic. Most streamers I've seen stream using phones nowadays. They use iPhones and Android phones to do streaming, and a lot of them use mobiling on the phones. And I looked at that, but I didn't like the idea of walking around London with two phones in my hand. It's an obvious target, isn't it? So what I did for my setup, I've got an Action 4 camera on a selfie stick. So that's why the picture quality is good. I use a Bella box, which is in my bag and my back, with two modems. So I've got two SIM chips coupled up together, bonded together, that's the word. Which means that I get good signal all the time. And as for mics, I've got the DJI mini mic, which seems to be very good. Very impressed with that. I've also got a D-Walk speaker, which is where the sound comes from. Hopefully that doesn't drown you out when you're when it goes off. It's very close to the mic. I might have to move it around a bit. This is Bush House. Bush House originally was the home of the BBC World Service, a radio broadcast station which broadcasts around the world, of course. But they moved out of there at some point. It's built in 1925, but they moved out of there at some point, and it now belongs to part of the King's College London. It's one of their campuses. It's a beautiful building. Carrying along the Aldwych. The majority of this area was built in the 1920s, around that era. The stone it's built from is called Portland stone. Portland stone comes from a quarry down on the south coast of England, which is on an island, which was a penal colony. Not penal colony, is that word? A prison, probably a better word, where prisoners were put to task to cut out stone for building in London. It's not that anymore, but they still do quarry stone down there for buildings. Right, next building is this building here on my right. It's difficult to see through the trees. That's the High Commission of Australia. And this was built in 1906. This is quite a little earlier building, 1906, and it is built of Portland stone, but it also has incorporated in it stone from Australia, which I'm trying to think of the names of. Buchanan Marble was one I remember, and I think Angus stone as well. All come from Australia, and that was incorporated in the building. But that is the High Commission of Australia. Ukrainian flag there flying from the building. Love that. My thoughts go out to the Ukrainian people because of what happened last night. That is disgusting. It's quite upsetting to see those things going on in this day and age. See, lovely building this. Statues. So Arthur Harris, an RAF. I don't know what they call the people in charge. Chief Marshals, something like that. And Lord Dowding as well. Quite known for helping out in the Battle of Britain during the World War II. You'll find all sorts of monuments around London. Some of them make sense, some of them don't. In here is the church, St Clement's St Danes, and as is my luck as always, it's covered in scaffolding. It seems to be the trend at the moment. Everywhere I take you, it's like that. The big building that's coming up on our left here. Very impressive building. It's the Royal Courts of Justice. The Royal Courts of Justice originally was in Westminster Hall, which was down over by the Houses of Parliament. But in 1882 they purposely built this to house the Royal Courts of Justice. And in here, a lot of law, legislation and stuff is done in here. Top barristers of the country work here. The High Court and the Court of Appeal are in there as well. Very beautiful building. Good morning GC65, welcome on in. Orange and lemon cider bar St Clements. Yes. It's true, it's very true, it's a saying. I did in a stream, I can't remember which stream it was. I did show the church where Bow Bells was, and if you were born in the sound of Bow Bells, thank you Amp Ball, for following, very kind of you. Yeah, I did show the church where the Bow Bells are, and if you're born within the sound of Bow Bells, you are technically a Cockney. Wow. Tank Girl 83, thank you for following, it's very kind of you. This is a very beautiful building. So it's built in 1882, so it's a very old building now. Traffic's getting busy now, so I'm going to have to watch myself when I cross. Good chance. Give that the sun a bit. The sun's getting very warm here in London at the moment. Good morning, Tank Girl. Very good of you. to join me. I'm walking around London. I do this. It's part of my daily routine of walking. And every now and then, a couple of times a week, I walk into London, and I was just convinced by several people to stream it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm streaming what I do and just talking. Right, we're now walking into an area which is called Fleet Street. I'll talk to you a little bit more about it in a minute. Now, opposite the road here is another glorious looking building. It's got the name of the old Bank of England. Originally it was a branch of the Bank of England, and it's a branch especially for the law courts, which are next door. It was well known in its time for housing a lot of the country's gold bullion in its vaults in the underground. Now, it's now been converted into a pub. There's a lot of the old banks in London have been. This is not the Wetherspoons chain, this is the Macmillan chain, I believe. As you can see just through the windows, it's very ornate inside. So if you fancy a pint in London and want to sit somewhere that looks quite posh, there's a place to go. Lovely building, I like it. Right, as I said, now we're moving into Fleet Street. Now, Fleet Street was the centre of London's offices, law, chambers, where all the lawyers and barristers sit, and also, more notably, the newspaper industry. A lot of the big paper businesses were down here until the Wapping dispute of the 1980s, when they all moved out to Wapping, and the buildings here were left empty, now repurposed for other things. As I've mentioned many times before on my streams, London is built up of many little areas which have all merged together over the time, big buildings, and the churches that existed. This one here, hidden away between buildings. This church, I believe, St Dunstan's in the west. The site dates from 1185, but that present church was 1832 because it was moved there to widen the road. You're right here, it does have a lot of character, London. In fact, all cities do. What I find with people who visit other countries, they just go to the touristy spots and look at the touristy spots, or they walk with their head down. They never look above eye level to see what's above them, and if they were just to look above, they'd see all these interesting buildings. They're just all over the place. to my right here, this building, 4950 Fleet Street. Originally both were open arches and both led to what are courtyards in the back. And there, some of the top barristers that worked in the law courts further down, that was the Royal Courts of Justice, would have their chambers. Not so much today. As you can see, one of the arches has been blocked off. The reason being is this building has now been converted into a hotel. Again, another really beautiful building. So if you didn't look up, you wouldn't see that. You just walk past it and ignore it. Now in the distance you can see coming in the view You're right, Daisy. It's the same in any city you go to, anywhere in the world, especially these big metropolitan cities. People don't look up, and it's just amazing. Some of the buildings you see, it just so much history and character there amongst them. Because a lot of the bottom is converted to commercial businesses, so as a result, tourists being tourists, they tend to look at, oh, got to buy this, got to buy that, and they look at all the shops, and they just miss what's going on above them. When I spent 25 years working in London, I was based in London for that length of time, and I used to take breaks and walk around London. I just love it. It's just great. So I know quite a bit about London through my time, and it's a lot better now because whereas in the past you didn't have the internet, you couldn't look things up that easy, but nowadays you can just go on the internet and you can say, oh, I wonder what that building is and what the history is behind it. It's very interesting. I want to take you over the road, so if I can see across. Yep. A lot of building work going on here, as you can see. The building now, if the sun's not blocking it, hopefully it isn't too much. Yeah. The building with the clock, the Art Deco clock sticking out, that is the Daily Telegraph building, also known as Peterborough Court. That's where the headquarters of Daily Telegraph was. They moved out in 1980. Goldman Sachs, took it over. And then today it's being done up, I believe, if I remember right. So undergoing some sort of internal development. Trying to know where to walk next. Let's go back over the other side of the road. Very old tavern there. I have shown St Paul's in some of my other streams. I think I'll actually walk round there on maybe the last stream, or stream before. But that's nice walking around there. Hello, ma, bonjour. Thank you for coming in. Red Trafalgar to Gibraltar. Easy mistake to make. Yeah, I love walking around London. A lot of people poo-poo London, but I like it here. Well, the next building I want to show you, just cross over. Okay. It's this building here. This is a rather unique building. It's Art Deco form, built in the 1932, very modern looking. It's the only building that was built in the area that isn't of stone. It's all glass fascia. And that was a Daily Express building. A rare glimpse of the rear of buildings there. They've obviously pulled a building down there at some point. And in the background, there's all the modern stuff we get nowadays that gets built up. At one point, London wasn't allowed to build tall buildings like that. Certainly not tall buildings that you can see over there. But obviously, as the years go by, restrictions get relaxed, and they allow these bigger buildings to be built. As you can see, it's getting a lot busier now, a lot of people going to work. I should imagine most of these are all office workers. I don't know what sort of office work they do, but it's not so much the banks, it's part of London. The banks are more in the financial area, which I may take you around one morning. Now you see I'm walking towards St Paul's, but the intention is not to go to St Paul's. Because I've already been to St Paul's. Looking up this road in the distance, you can see a bridge going over it. That's Holborn Viaduct. I've intention to walk that one morning. How's the weather? Crates. The weather here is warm. When I arrived here earlier on, it was 18 degrees. I'm pretty convinced it's up in the 20s now. Take a walk around the back here. The architecture here is incredible, mad. In this building here, it's very modern. 10 Fleet Place. This is in Limeberger Street, sorry. I'm trying to think of the name. A lot of modern buildings appearing in London now. It's a crossover. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about architecture to tell you the styles of these buildings and what they represent. Yeah, it's definitely getting warm here. For all those that have followed me, and the very kind people that have subscribed to me. I have emotes now. Now I've been affiliated, I'm allowed to have emotes, so I've had some emotes for you to use, and they're available to be used cross-platform, so you can use them anywhere else as well. You don't have to use it just on my channel, you can go across to other channels and use it. It just amazes me how you get modern buildings that look old, modern buildings that look really new, and then the old stuff intermixed with it. It's nice. This is going to be my final point of call before I finish my stream. Healy's found the amongst. Angel Ganti, thank you for following, very kind of you. This is my final end point of my walk today. It's getting really hot and I'm getting exhausted and tired. This here, Mad One Chew, thank you for following, very kind of you too. You like my raid emote? Reminds me of Doctor Who. Well, remember that, Sam, because I'm going to try and attempt a raid. I've never done a raid before, and I'm going to attempt to do a raid at some point. So right, this here, I'll tell you a little bit about this place before I do go. Darn Newt, thank you for following, very kind of you. This is London's Criminal Court, well-known Old Bailey. It's the Central Criminal Court of England, built in 1902. Let's see if I can get a better view. It actually just sits inside the ancient Roman wall of the City of London, so it's actually in the city proper. Its name comes because it was the site of where the original Bailey for the City of London was built. So it's built on that site, and hence it's taken the name Bailey. It's called the Old Bailey. And a lot of big cases take place there. Right, chat. This is where you get to see my ugly mug. Well, that's my walk for this morning. Lovely walk. I hope you've all enjoyed it. It's very nice of you all coming in. It's not telling, thank you chatting and watching. I will do another walk soon. Tank Girl, thank you for cheering 100 bits. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you for coming in again, because I know this is not your first time you've been in. It's at least your second time, and it's very nice of you to return. I find it hard to finish the streams off, but I am there. So what I'm going to do is, you're welcome, Sam. I'm going to see if I can raid now. Got to remember how to do it. Right, I've started a raid. It will be going over short. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all following. Thank you very, very much for those that have subscribed, and thank you for the bits. Mugdo, thank you for following, very kind of you. Hopefully the raid started. It looks like it has according to my display. Thank you, Healy. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everyone. It looks like we are raiding, hopefully. Yes, I'll probably see you, Sam, at some point in Iris. I've got to find my way home from this place. Oh, it's going good. Thank you, Stop Telling. I'm in Stream Buddy, so it's difficult to tell whether it is raiding. I want to say thank you for being with me. Thank you again for followers. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for the bits. Madison Roach, thank you for following. Very kind of you. So doing another one. Another stream soon. It's going to be hot in a few days, so any stream I will do will be again early morning streams. So thank you with me. Say hi.